Starting to get real spicy as we're going into our second game of the day. Big news. UniQ are subbing in their jungle and their support. So they've got new players for that role. And then Domino, they are subbing mid, jungle, and support. So there's 5 subs. There's basically a whole team worth of subs playing in this game. It's going to be interesting because obviously typically I talk about what these teams, how they play as a team, but when large chunks of the team are replaced by subs, it can cause a little bit of a shift within the dynamic within the team. And it's going to be interesting to see, how that affects the draft, how that affects the gameplay of these teams, because UniQ right now are 3-0 undefeated. Domino only got the single win under their belt.
Yeah, I mean, this is what's so fun about League as well, right? If you change one player, you change the dynamic. You can change the dynamic so much. I guess probably maybe AD carry is like the least. Like if you sub in an ADC, it doesn't really matter. It matters the least at least. But obviously, as you mentioned, the dynamic can change a lot in the draft as well. Actually, kind of just give a quick point and a shout out to I don't remember his name, but he was subbing for Riddle in NLC like week 1, I believe it was. And he was just a sub, like kind of master 200 LP player, and he was kind of popping off. Like he was kind of smacking Shikari in lane. It was really nice to watch. So I mean, these subs, man, they can hurt some fire, man.
Well, I mean, it's partly because the announcement of subs comes in sometimes a little bit later. There is a time limit; you can't just do it last minute. But if you do have to put a sub in, the last minute announcement or the later preparation means you could prepare to play versus, Shikari could have been prepared to play versus whoever he was going to play against, and then suddenly a sub gets slammed in, and you're like, how does this guy play? Because you can have things like people who play bruisers top lane or play very aggressive in top lane, and then it's like, oh, it's just a tank player. And you were prepared to play in a more aggressive matchup, or even vice versa. But we are in to Champ Select for our second game of the day. Going to see what the answers are going to be as the Akshan gets banned away here. Interesting to see that champion getting taken out of the pool so soon.
Yeah, that's actually has been my go-to ban for like some months now. The action just
Same.
been super. Yeah, I mean, we great minds think alike, right? I mean, this champion is kind of busted. I'm not sure actually. Did we see it in the last ban phase as well? I felt like we kind of did, but maybe I'm mistaken. Anyways, the GP ban coming in, that's an identical one as to the last draft.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to kind of point out quickly as well that Stumpy, this guy is actually like a top lane main, and he plays a lot of Heimerdinger. I remember from in the past. So I
Oh
mean,
no,
I would not be surprised if he picks it up in this game. Actually, I would love to see it.
we're getting Hjarnand. Is that what you're telling
Yeah,
us?
the
Gonna
budget
see
version
that
of
show up.
Yarnan, actually.
Oh no. So last ban coming in for the side of UniQ. Obviously the GP and the Akshan have been banned away, but see what the next ban's going to be. They are really running down the timer and thinking it through. The Calm are going to get taken away. Something we did see a lot in Div 1 last week. These enchanters are super powerful still. Senna was one we didn't really hit on as well. We did see quite a lot of the fasting Senna lanes were like the likes of the Scions, or I can't remember who else they put it with. They like to put these bruises down there. The Wukong getting denied, and Gwen's open, instantly locked in. All right, GG, UniQ win.
Yeah, I mean, that's a no-brainer, right? Gwen still being super powerful, maybe even more so now with this durability patch we talked before the broadcast as well. Kind of want to talk as well a bit fast because, I mean, again, we have so many subs, right? I think Ripped is actually not one of them. He is their main mid laner for Domino, but this guy is kind of he's not an OTP, but he's playing so much Riven, and I was kind of surprised to not see it banned, but it's actually not been picked up. They just go for the Jonas Sejuani combo. What is this?
Interesting. That's what it is. We saw Yone actually last week in Div 1 in the mid. I was not impressed. I didn't think it really did enough. You have to kind of set up around that. Something we did see quite a lot of as well as Nocturne. Nocturne, very, very powerful in team fighting situations. And, the current meta is a lot more team fight focused, and just being able to turn those lights off, and then you don't know where anyone's coming from. Nocturne slides in, the rest of the team slide in. Actually, very, very powerful right now. He farms fast. He's very good at ganking post 6 as well because of that ultimate. And actually, again, going towards an engaged support potentially here for the side of UniQ. So we've seen a lot more of these enchanters in Div 1, but Div 2, it still feels like they seem to prioritize these engaged supports. I really like the Rel, actually. Kind of harking on what I was talking about earlier with the Pike. You see a lot of these enchanters, so a lot of shielding, a lot of protective tools coming out. That Q from Rel just turning the shields off suddenly just completely shuts down like an element of utility on the enemy teams.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you, right? They're going for just this fully engaged comp. Obviously, don't want to play Nocturne, and your only job is to just press R in the team fight and never like go for somebody. I've seen so many comps doing that. They're just playing Nocturne, but then they have no like kind of reliable engage after that.
That's
Rip though, It's a lock-in as well. We have the
It's locked
bans.
in.
Okay, so Ripped actually gonna be on the ribbon. I'm kind of surprised to see this early, but I mean, I assume that this pick was gonna get banned no matter what if it doesn't go through in the first rotation. So like having now the Yone and the Riven, kind of both flex picks, I guess. But with the Sejuani as well, I mean, this looks kind of powerful, honestly.
Yeah, I like the Hyperdigger ban though. Kind of denying that from
Yeah.
Stumpy. I worry that they've got a lot of AD, so they may look for something maybe AP bot lane to try and handle that. But obviously, then how many AP bot laners are meta right now? That is a genuine question because I do not know what AP bot laners are viable. But then again, they are also aware that Stumpy might pull something AP out in the bot lane and maybe not play a traditional AD carry, so there is that to work with. Seeing the Ziggs getting banned away, that was something I was thinking about as an AP bot lane, potentially for Hellman. That's going to get denied as well. We'll see what the final bans are going to be, but it's probably going to be a little bit more towards that bot side, even more so. There's no point banning out a support. They could look to ban something in the mid, though, something that might handle versus this Yone, something like, potentially a Veigar that is a
Mm.
flexible mid/bot flex.
Yeah, I mean, no, for sure, right? Could be something like this. I actually saw Stumpy as well. I mean, I just looked at his like Leaguepedia really fast, like because we realized that they're gonna have subs like 30 seconds before the costs this game started. So I just looked him up really fast. He plays Brand as well. I would actually be super stoked to see this pick. I don't think it's good in this game. You're playing against Yone, Riven, Sujana. You're kind of gonna get one tapped. On the other side though, Brand against like full melee comp doesn't sound too bad. You're just kind of playing like a Cartus. You just blow all your abilities and then you die, and then your team kind of cleans. So it could be something. But as you
Oh,
mentioned, gonna be some AP in the bot lane and I mean, yeah, Seraphine Flex. I mean, yeah, a solid pickup there for Hellman.
yeah, I actually heard quite a lot of mumblings about Seraphine being back and actually very strong at the moment. So kind of makes sense that they are going to look to pick that one up. Now we're going to see this bot lane and mid lane getting picked up here for the side of UniQ. Curious to see what their options are going to be if they look towards something. They don't have to actually go AP bot lane because they've got this Gwen. And they haven't also picked up their mid laner here. So you're looking the Akali in the mid lane there for Eden. And then they could just go towards a more traditional AD carry in this bot side. Um,
The
Things like
Kai'Sa.
Jinx are still up, open, available. The Kai'Sa, like you were saying, is up as well. So there are still plenty of options there in the bot side.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned as well, right? You're playing as a Seraphine as well, so you're gonna get kind of free scaling no matter what champ you pick. I was actually gonna be surprised to see this MF. Not sure if this is gonna be, probably not gonna be the lethality build, right? This has been kind of going out of date. I haven't seen MF in so long. What it feels like. But I mean, a solid pickup. I mean, you have this full engage comp with the Rel, the Akali, the Nocturne. They're all gonna go in. So if you can like just make sure that you get a good ulti off with MF, it's gonna be kind of enough. But the Rakan lock in there for the last pick of Domino Esports. I mean, that's just solid. I mean, it's probably just the best pickup, right? You have the Sejuani, you have the engage, you have the Seraphine as well. It's gonna be a really safe lane, honestly.
There is so much engage on both teams. This is
Yeah.
going to be a very explosive game.
Mm.
You got obviously on the side of Domino, you can jump in with the Sejuani, set up with a Rakan. Everybody jumps in as well as the Seraphine ult coming through. Everybody charming everyone. On the other side, you got big ults coming in from the likes of your Rel into the MF combo. Obviously, the lights can go out, so they haven't got quite as much like explosive engage. But the longer these fights go, the harder it gets because Nihu's on the Gwen starts to just stack up that Conqueror, stack up that auto attack passive, so the Qs really start to lay in the damage, and it's gonna be a very hard like game if you get engaged on first to turn it back around. That's probably the best way to look at it. Is I feel like the first engager is the one who's probably going to be able to walk away with the most from this.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I think the only tool kind of that Dominus has as well is if UniQ were to all go on like kind of one target, maybe Seraphine gets like an insane ultimate. But as you mentioned, right, probably if you engage first, you're probably gonna win. This means
Yeah,
that having this prio in mid into like first river to be first in the river for like this raid control is gonna be super important because if you control that, no one in the enemy team like in both teams can really like face check. I guess it could be the Rakan or the Rel, but again, like if you're just face checking blind into no vision, you're probably just gonna get one shot. But as you said, explosive game for both teams. It's gonna be like once these teams gets level 6 as well, it's just gonna be complete. I mean, maybe it's not gonna be as of a banger as the last one with the drafts, but I mean, it's gonna be so much fighting, man. I can't wait.
it is going to be a hell of a lot of fighting. One thing to note as well is Ript actually is taking this Riven into the mid lane. So I thought it was going top lane. Spuda is going to take the Yone for themselves, and then we're going to see this pickup of Ripped on the Riven, but I haven't seen Riven versus Akali in a while, but I think Riven actually kind of handles this lane okay. It's definitely, you know, there's still an element of skill matchup in here, but I can't remember who's better into Akali, if it's Yone or Riven. It's such a weird thing that I've never thought I had to think about, like which one of your kind of melee fighters do you want to put versus the Akali?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good question to ask. Honestly, I mean, none of us are fakers in mid. We don't have the most insane knowledge about this
Speak for
matchup.
yourself.
Okay, I'm sorry, man, but I think obviously if Rip is taking this matchup into the Akali, I think he's gonna be happy. At least like the first 6 levels as well. Probably is. I mean, it goes like this against almost every single matchup that the Akali goes into, and Riven, this is actually like probably the worst champion I get to, like when I play against this, because it's somehow there's always like a one trick on enemy team. They get Riven, and when they get fed, it's super hard to stop. But usually it's on the top lane though, so like snowballing is just super more like when you snowball, it's just super isolated and you can do so much. But in mid, haven't seen it at all, and it's gonna be exciting to see how Rip handle this Akali in the mid lane.
You know, the last time I saw Riven mid, it was the UK Masters, which was like it was an official league, but it was before we had like Div 1 and Divs 2, so it was just when the UK had 2 leagues, and it was Bulldog, and they picked it into Kassadin mid.
Okay, that sounds nutty actually.
It was actually pretty big brain. He absolutely dumpstered him mid lane. I wouldn't try it at home, kids, though. You definitely got to know what you're doing with this champion, because like you said, most people who pull Riven out, they are Riven one tricks and they really know what they're doing. Been a while since I've seen it mid. I'm excited to see how it goes down here. Rip, obviously using the power of Riven early to lose versus Eden in the health exchanges, but you know that's what happens when she has a shroud and you can dodge all the Qs.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate for Rip there. I kind of like the point though. I mean, obviously, if you get Riven into Kassadin, you're gonna have a good time. I was kind of surprised to see that draft actually went through. Like, if that means that Kassadin had to be blind picked and then Riven was picked into it. But I'm not gonna talk too much about that because Sidon is on the bot side.
Yeah, the flash comes out from Stumpy to join I'm Coin Flip, as I'm Coin Flip flipping the coin there, but in they go, and it is not gonna mean squat. A fantastic escape from Elo Gurdon.
Yeah, I mean, it's a super good ward, right? This is kind of the standard ward. I'm kind of surprised that Domino's didn't tell their jungler that this is warded. He's actually gonna go back for it and clear it, but I mean, this gives Shefty is so much, not really so much time to like do something practical because he is playing Nocturne. He's just gonna keep power clearing, but obviously they kind of know already that Steriana did not take his Krugs, so could look to go onto that top side. As I say that though, UniQ, they're not done fighting.
Oh, Coinflip's actually jumped in, and now it's going to be him burning down to the Ignite. Stumpy able to finish it up. In comes Sid and Hellman, locking them in place. The flash forward by Sidon, and down goes Stumpy. A 1-for-1 AD carry for support.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly like super well played from UniQ. They just get the 2v2 kill. However, I don't think it's worth for them. They lose like so many summoners. The wave is super not in their favor. I mean, they kind of get to show off. You know, it's kind of a mental edge, and I'm kind of arguing if that is worth to take that, because you're getting the... Wait, is this going to be a solo bolo?
Wait, almost was a solo bolo. Exhaust thrown down by Nihus, and Spotter actually quite happy with that. Didn't burn a single summoner spell, but coin flips in the area. Don't think our support here is going to be able to find too much. So I'm going to... The top lane is quite happy with the lane state, as well as the fact that they've still got summoner spells. Nihus is going to have to teleport to join back up, but Hellman has been left alone here, and his support was spotted. But remember, it is harder to pull tower dives off on this current meta, thanks to the additional damage from the towers. So I think Hellman's going to be pretty comfortable right now.
Yeah, I mean, good roam there for Conflict, just making sure that Smooth is kind of safe in this matchup. Could be a disaster if it was the last patch though, because maybe then UniQ would just decide to dive this Hellman 2v1. But as I say that, Stump is trying to get the wave in, but I'm pretty sure he's just going to be dead there unless he runs really fast.
Rip, looking for Eden here, but not going to be able to find it. And they're now jumping in for Stumpy. Ooh. Stumpy, remember, flashless, so he is going to be locked down, nowhere to go. Coin flip, it landed heads.
Yeah, that's, I mean, that's actually kind of unlucky, I guess, the fact that Coinflip gets the kill. Kind of worst case scenario for them, but they get the kill regardless. They get the wave as well, and Stumpy, I think he managed to actually crash that before he died, so not too bad. But the fact that you die twice this early in the game as an AD carry is just gonna be like put you behind so much in terms of XP. And Hellman, level 5 already, since the fact that Coinflip just roamed a lot already. And let's see if UniQ can try to salvage this by invading the Raptors.
Nope, it's okay. They get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, the good part is the Shaft is just, while all this action is happening on the bot side, he's just kind of doing the Carter's treatment as we saw last game. He's just kind of getting so far ahead. But obviously, Sedan is not going to care about this. He's just going to try to snowball his laners, especially his solo laners. And it's been, I mean, he's been getting 2 kills already onto Stumpy, so not too shabby. It's going to be exciting to see now when this team gets level 6. They instantly start fight.
Yeah, Eden has popped the perfect execution. They can lock everyone down. Rip's a little bit low. Broken Blade has been used in the Wind Slash. Not been thrown down quite yet by Rips, but looks like that is going to be all she wrote on that little mid lane engage. Eden eats the Wind Slash on the way out. And a lot of resources used in the mid lane for not a lot of gain, but Sidon has found Elo Gudden, and Elo Gudden is going to get caught in with the Everfrost, and Rip can just continue the chase with the key strike in for Sidon to steal the kill. Unlucky Ripped.
Yeah, that's for sure a kill that Ripped wanted, but a kill is a kill regardless. They get so much pressure from this. Stumpy actually, I think again he didn't really manage to push in the wave, but he's forced to base because his rel died. And the wave is going to be an awkward spot. Now the Giants are kind of going to trade sides here, which is, I mean, could be good for both parts, but probably it's going to mean that Dominus gets priority on the Dragon. Not sure if they're going to take it, but yeah, I mean, we saw both kind of teams getting level 6 and instantly they start the fight. Rip now playing super aggressive here in this mid lane.
Well, he had that flash. If he pulled that off, he could have gone for it, but
yeah,
with coin flip about, he was also feeling pretty comfortable just to save that flash and then see if Eden decided to go for a trade. Ilagarden has spotted out Sidon on the Raptors. Gonna get slowed down momentarily. A lot of low health bars here. Spotter lands a cheeky knock-up, but in comes the ultimate from Shafty, looking for the kill on 2-1. The stun is enough, and Rip turns it around. Easy follow-up kill there by coin flip. And just like that, Domino find 2 kills in the mid.
Super close. Rip just getting his W off there onto Shafty, which secures the kill as well. And then Coinflip just comes in with the Ignite as well, killing Eden off. And I mean, super good pickup there from Domino. You saw, they just, both teams instant level 6, they just Nocturne, the light goes out instantly and we have a fight. I mean, super close there. If Rip dies instantly, would have been kind of disaster for the Riven. If you don't get the snowball on this champ, you're kind of useless, but they're now able to trade. Yeah, super important. As I say that, actually, Domino's and UniQ's both top players, they are just perma fighting, which I respect. And yeah, I'm just gonna be actually Sidon, not level 6 yet, but I was gonna say maybe we get to breathe now a bit, but probably Sidon's gonna get level 6 off of his next camp, and then we're back to fighting.
Yeah, expect to see that kind of breakout here. And he has actually thrown the exhaust and the needle work out, and Spooder's going to have to ult away to safety, just about avoids going down. That was super, super close. Exhaust and teleport used by Nihu's. A Spotter hasn't got that teleport available, but can go back to base and just try and make his way back towards his top as quick as possible. And you were talking earlier about how Domino had been able to afford themselves a lot of pressure with that kind of map swap towards the bottom side of the map and the Dragon. They just gave up priority and they're not even going to look to go for it yet. So Domino not translating this into any early Dragons, and this is something we've seen a lot of on this patch, is teams play around these Dragons early as a super important part of the mappers. Illigarden has been spotted out. Ultimate goes wide.
Yeah.
Not going to land.
That's not something you want to see when the rally is flashless. But I mean, good effort there from Sidon. And yeah, as you mentioned, like if you're able to stack these Drakes really early into the game, it puts so much like mental pressure on the enemy team, because they're kind of forced to contest the Dragons, right? But now they swapped sides, but the Dominus did not get the early Dragon, and Shafty got the Herald as well. All in the while, but while he's like completely outfarming Sidon. And now the game is kind of in UniQ's hand, even though the goal league is really similar. Let's see if gonna be another fight here in River, actually.
No, Dragon though has been started up. UniQ taking a little bit of damage from the Infernal. Remember, Domino don't have all of their ultimate stuff up and available. Coin Flip not even level 6 yet. They've obviously used that Glacial Prison as in comes the Nocturne. Oh, massive steal comes in from the Smite, though, as they will follow up for the kill. Coin Flips found himself in a dangerous position, instantly caught out by the Ignite, and Eden will finish him up with the perfect execution, as Stumpy is on the wrong side of the map. Ripped looks to chase for more. Wind Slash has not been used yet, and he's going to jump over the wall with one more of those broken wings. Can't quite connect the kill. Eden Coin Flips over, and Hellman looks to lock Eden in place. A little bit more bonus damage coming out, but they are chasing onto Stumpy. Shafty chased off by Spooder. It looks like that might just be it for now. No, Ripped catches him out the key strike. They find the lockdown. They find the damage necessary as Shafty will fall.
Really important that they at least get one kill there. Spooder investing so much time all the while Nijus is just picking up 3 plates onto the top side. I mean, really clutched his steal there from Sedan onto the Drake, but I mean, man, that was super important for UniQ. They get so many kills. I mean, Stump actually even surviving on this MF. He's able to recall with a really cheeky one, almost inside Domino's base. And I mean, yeah, honestly, silver lining obviously for Domino's. They are able to pick up the Drake, and now Spood is actually gonna swap onto his bot side. But I mean, this Gwen, you know, as we said, if you're able to scale for free on this champion, you're gonna kind of take over. And now he has 3 plates on his belt. He's 50 CS up, basically a kill. And he's going to be really happy once he recalls.
Yeah, going to be super happy with that one. Reset coming in. Obviously, Gore Drinker finished up onto Ripped. Spotter building towards the Immortal Shield Bow. I actually really like it because you get all the bonus health from Shield Bow. Obviously, the survivability. Then plus, the bonus resistances per level. Actually makes you very, very tanky now, this item. So, something that I think Loki quite good on like certain champions. I kind of see if we ever saw Graves come back, probably be the item he'll be looking to pick up away from what was being typically a bit more of a Eclipse meta from the Graves.
Yeah, no, I agree with you for sure. I think this item has like increased in value a lot. Not sure if it's gonna be enough against this Riftmaker that the Gwen already has picked up, but looks like they're gonna swap back. Domino's are gonna have like actually gonna put Riven on the bot side already. I think it's a bit too early for this, but Hellman actually being so comfortable right on this champion in the mid lane, and Ripped obviously wants to go side eventually on this Riven. Actually, this is something that I want to talk about quickly as well. Is we see a lot of this like in this patch that we see a lot of assassin champions like the Riven, like the Rengar as well. They're building like kind of these bruiser items, like mostly like the Gore Drinker, and they get super tanky, you know, with this build. But as I say that.
Catch him out with the charm, looking for the lockdown. Ela Gudden will be called out. Great Magnet Storm, though, into the bullet time. Rift able to dodge away from everything, but in the top side, Rift Herald's about to charge and take that first tower. Spotter has to back away. Domino used a lot bot lane to get a kill onto the support, and ultimately the Gwen just getting more free time to farm.
Yeah, and this is something that actually was very like critical of last time around in last split when I cast the Division 2 is actually, I'm not gonna talk.
Oh, good lockdown. They've actually caught him out. The old bait and switch. Hellman survives. Ignite ticking away. He will not be going down today. 2 towers will fall in the meanwhile, though. So it needs to be some kind of an answer from Domino.
No way, Hellman survived that, man. Like, Eden was playing that super clean and first hits the E, but then actually Domino's played that super clean as well. They hit the Seraphine ulti. I mean, obviously not so hard when the Akali is flying onto your face, but then Spooder is there to save the day, and Hellman's still deathless on the Seraphine. I mean, he has been taking a lot of pressure actually. There's been so much fighting on the bot side, but respectable to see him still going deathless in this game where I think it's super hard to play against like these champs like Akali, Nocturne, Gwen. But yeah, his team backs up and he survives.
Really, really nice stuff there. 1 minute until the dragon spawns up as well. It's going to be the Ocean Drake. Already had an Infernal under our belt, so we're looking at the likes of a Hextech, a Cloud, or a Mountain Soul. I actually think Hextech Soul is super powerful this patch. Just because, you know, people are harder to kill, so chase value becomes way more important. So having the slows and the extra ability haste to stick onto people, really, really powerful. So I actually think Hextech Soul is low-key the best Drake this patch, at least for 12-10.
I think I have to agree with you on that one. I think for this game as well, they have so many champions that wants to have a flank, and just having these gates as well to your arsenal, so to speak, makes it like obviously it makes it so much harder for the AD carries to play, but a lot easier for the flankers to play. Sidon?
Ah, he's been spotted. Don't worry.
Yeah. All good, all good. I'm actually gonna talk really fast because I was gonna say that I was flaming so many Div 2 teams last split where they would never try to trade objectives. They would just try to go fight even if it was obvious that they were weaker. But seeing this time around, we have seen so many, like a couple or even 3 like map splits this time around, and now we see it once again. UniQ, you know, just dropping the Drake, giving the Dominos, getting the Herald as well, which is probably gonna secure them the mid tower eventually. And it's just really nice to see that people are they're actually developing, and they are taking the time to review their games and making sure that you don't have to fight every single objective. You can trade like this.
Yeah, really nice stuff actually there from UniQ. Just recognizing, you know, while they were down in power and pressure on that part of the map, they can still keep the gold lead in their favor by taking these objectives, and they've been able to take a lot of towers. Charge did go off onto the mid lane tier 2 as well. Hellman not able to defend that, and it is going to be that Hextech Soul. So this is a bit of a scary thing for UniQ. Obviously, the Soul onto the side of Domino means they have a lot of chasing power. That Seraphine ult just rises in value because you all get slowed as the charm hits, and it guarantees everyone else gets slowed as well. Everyone else gets charmed as well. So team fights, if Hextech Soul is on the side of Domino, going to be super scary, but almost similar things for UniQ, because Stumpy basically gets a lot of extra damage coming out from his ultimate, and he is going the lethality build, not the crit build here on MF. So it seems like a couple of the teams are just going back or defaulting back to a couple patches ago and saying, you know what, the current meta, we feel more comfortable playing the old meta, even if it's not as strong. We still feel comfortable playing these champs and these styles.
Yeah, and I think it's a really good point that you said earlier in this game as well, is that they just want to play their comfort until like they kind of figure out the new stuff, right? But I think for this game, especially with the MF build, this guy is never going to be allowed to auto-attack anyone, kind of really. Like, if he is close in range of the Riven, the Yone, he's probably going to get one-tapped. So going lethality with this game is actually not bad, I think. He's just going to be an ult bot anyways, and hope his team cleans up. But yeah, now we kind of get to breathe a little bit. None of the teams kind of have an objective to fight around. We saw the mid lane tower go down, which is actually huge. Now Hellman cannot really just stay under his tier 1 and just wave clear, right? And it's gonna be a bit harder for him to stay deathless now, especially with his Hextech gates coming in. But yeah, kind of nice to take a breather, maybe take a sip of my water. Just chill.
Keep the pace up. It's still quicker. It's a still quicker pace game than any of the Div 1 games last week. Honestly, existence was pain. Looks like Sinon looking to see if they can find out onto Stumpy. Stumpy just about avoids out on the ultimate. Point flip, not going to chase for more. What is that Riven skin? I've actually never seen that one.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it's it has some sort of name like Valiance or something like this, something whack. I mean,
it's the yes, it is. It's the Chinese New Year one, isn't it? The Valiant, but it's the Prestige version. That's why. Elo Gunn has been caught out, and they're looking to chase on. They've got the Nocturne. I actually kind of forgot there was a Nocturne in this game, if I'm going to be honest with you. It's gone bot lane, looking for Spotter. He finds himself a 2-man knockup. Spotter doing a lot of work, able to just about survive long enough, but he will go down as Nihus takes him out for the kill. The very low health Nocturne is limping around. Should just get executed by the tower, though, as Shafty goes down. And in the meanwhile, UniQ take another tower, so they're able to pick themselves up a little something. As Hellman getting jumped onto by Eden. They're looking for the perfect execution. Shafty executed in the meanwhile. There's the charm. Looking for the follow-up. Eden flashes out, and UniQ make it work. Get the chilling smite off. Eden taking a bit of a greedy path out. Has that flip available. Does get flashed onto by Sidon, and Sidon should finish him up here. He's trying to survive, but no, he can't. Sidon will take him down.
So much fighting on both sides. Once again, we see on the bot side, you know, they go for the dive onto Spooder. He plays it kind of clean, but not nearly enough when Gwen is this powerful. He just kind of gets taken down. On the other side, we see Hellman going for the kill on Eden, but Eden actually plays it super well. Flashes out as well. I think I was kind of surprised to see him take that pathing as well at first, but then I saw Ripped actually moving in the river on that Riven. Does not want to give that kill over to him, rather give it to Sidon. And yeah, I mean, this is just kind of what you can expect, right? When you have these explosive team comps, you kind of just chilling, kind of just taking, as I mentioned, right, taking a breather, and then suddenly, boom, the team fight just kind of happening as you go. And I guess we're just gonna get another one in 30 seconds. UniQ has the tempo kind of on this mid lane, but I mean, Domino's already in the river, taking control, but they're going in.
Yeah, they got the needle. They're throwing everything in. Big knockup comes down, but down goes Hellman before he can even get the ult off. The bullet time doing a lot of work. Rip comes Rip. In comes the Yone. Their fate is sealed, but the Magnesaur comes down. And oh my word, Domino are falling like dominoes. But Rip's able to get himself a double kill. Won't be able to find a triple as Eden gets a perfect execution off to take him down. Shuriken Flip doesn't land, and UniQ absolutely slam Domino.
You mentioned it, Fran, how it was so important to get the first engage off, right? I mean, Chef sees the target, he just goes for it, and then UniQ just kind of wins the fight. I mean, looked kind of close. I thought Rip was actually gonna pop off there and have his complete anime moment where he just completely takes over, but was not enough. UniQ now, I mean, denying the soul pot from Domino's super crucial, and now they can keep playing the silent game. They can just wait for the knockdown to come up. It's such a short cooldown when you have you're playing these runes. You have the I mean, yeah, it's just super good fighter from UniQ, and I think Domino's, they were kind of caught a bit off guard. I think they were not expecting it that early before the Drake spawned.
No, they really weren't. I mean, we're 21 minutes in, gold lead. Very comfortably in favor of UniQ right now, and that's off the back that they've been doing stuff. They've been cross-mapping, and this was that big praise you were paying to them. Was, you know, when something happens, they do something elsewhere, and they're now 5 towers up to 0, 5,000 gold here, or say, give or take 4,500 gold if you want to be pedantic about it. But they got themselves a good gold lead, and Stumpy, Serpent's Fang, Eclipse finished up. You've got the Rift making the workings of that Zhonya's Hourglass onto Eden, and Spoda only just got that shield bow up, and it's now on cooldown to the Nash's Tooth and the Rift Maker of Nihus, who is just massively far ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, this Gwen, you know, when you get 1 item, even 2 items, that's why this champ is just super powerful. Once you get 1 item, you're never going offline again. You're just gonna be super strong and being even stronger the later the game goes. Obviously, he also has the steel caps of the Tabis, as I would like to call them. Only OGs know about that one. But I mean, he's just super tanky, right? And it's not like Domino's has... They have an AP champion on the team, but not nearly enough damage. As I said, though, Eden goes in. He has a lot of damage, this guy.
Oh, he really does. Ult comes out into the paranoia, the flash away, but there is nowhere for Rip to go. He's feared, he's caught, he goes down, gets the stun, gets the shield. He's finally going to go down as a reaching claw will send him to the grey screen. Domino lose 2 members, and it looks like UniQ just going to turn their attention towards the big purple worm. Sidon already has stolen 1 objective away, and it looks like UniQ do not want to even give him the opportunities. Everybody reaches and launches over for him. He's able to slow off with the Winter's Wrath. Still has the Arctic Assault to get away as well. It looks like this will be Baron as a tower will fall in the meanwhile. But UniQ going to be okay with that one because they get this Baron 23 minutes into the game.
Once again, you see UniQ, they're playing without fear. They just see 1 target, they know instantly. If they get onto that, probably they just win. I mean, Rip there gets cut off there by Eden. This guy just did so much damage. Rip not having been able to take up any MR, which is kind of surprising. Actually, see the Shane West coming into his inventory against Gwen and Akali. That's a question mark, I think. But yeah, I mean, he just gets surprised. He just gets kind of one-tapped. And then, I mean, once 1 carry goes down on Domino's, they don't really have enough threats to deal with the side of UniQ, and they just clean up. They get the Nash, and I mean, yeah, they're just really comfortable now. I'm gonna probably start up the 1-3-1 or the 4-1 at least, and it's gonna be hard now for Domino's. They kind of need some engage now from Sidon, and then an ultimate to hit to slow down the tempo of UniQ's Nasher.
Yeah, I just worry. I don't know how. Nihus has an entire item on Spoda. Spoda's just finished the Wit's End, and then Nihus goes, yeah, well, I've got a Zhonya's. They're looking for Stumpy, but Stumpy able to just dodge away as Spoda even teleported in to the middle of the action. And Domino grouped as 5, unable to find the pick, and now they got to deal with the onslaught of the Baron. Look at that wave bot side. Instantly, everybody rotates over there to catch that, Baron it up, and then maybe push this tower down. Does look like Rip was able to get there in time to maybe do some damage to the wave, but it's not really going to be enough. So this tower will be tribute as they do get a 2-man stun off, and actually looking with the quickness, with the ult, a 2-man engage, locking down onto multiple members, but they've also caught the Yone in the meanwhile. He's going to ping back into danger as Hellman is in the area, but everybody's going low. Down goes the Yone as look at the bullet time, ripping through members. Eden finds himself a double kill, looking for the triple, looking for the chase. Can't go for more, but like that, Domino's fall down. Their base is in tatters already off the back of this Baron. And UniQ may actually just have to close this game out as Domino have to somehow hold with no carries up and available. Tower number 1 will fall down. Coin flip gets a 2-man knock up, but it's not going to be enough. The wave will push, and it looks like UniQ just going to hex put gate out to safety, to Dragon. They're not closing yet.
Oh, UniQ getting really excited there. I thought they were gonna end as well, but I mean, Domino saves the day, but was it enough? I mean, you see now UniQ on these scaling champions. The Gwen is completely popping off, doing so much damage, and Stumpy, you know, obviously is doing his job. Pressing ulti, has the Serpent's Fang as well, which is good on so many champions onto Dominos. The good thing about this is that because they didn't get to end the game, Dominos actually has tempo on his Drake, but I'm afraid it's a little bit too late, or is it?
Oh, Hexgate around the edge here, and flank on multiple fronts. A fight on multiple fronts. Rip locks them down. Watch for the crescendo. Ooh. It can't even go off in time. Now the lights get turned out, and in comes Shafty. Nihus takes down Sidon, and already 2 members down. Make it a 3rd. Domino's will be losing Spooder momentarily, although no! He takes out Stumpy. Spooder needs to reset, needs to get back into the action because the base will be tribute. Nihus has supers, has the rest of the team as Coinflip tries to heal up. In comes Spooder with the reset though, able to get himself up, but no, the Nexus is too low. And UniQ continue their undefeated streak.
I just had to kind of tip my hat off, honestly. Like, really well played from UniQ. They were not scared to fight when the moments they could fight, and at a lot of points in the game as well where they didn't feel as strong, they just decided, hey guys, we're not gonna fight you on this objective. We're just gonna give you this 1 or 2 Drakes, get objects on the other side. They got so much gold into Neo's pocket on this Gwen, and I mean, just showed in the team fights, man. They were just popping off, and I mean, you can see why UniQ is just being so dominant in the early in the split. They're making the correct decisions. Not scared to fight. This is what you want to see in a top tier team.
Honestly, really, really clutch stuff coming out from UniQ. They looked absolutely amazing. And Domino, you know, there was glimmers of hope. I loved their draft and I liked what they put together, but it just fell apart because UniQ just had a better read on the map and were getting gold leads through taking objectives when they didn't want to fight. And then when they were ready to fight, they fought on their terms. And Domino just never seemed to have a moment. We are going to throw it to a very quick break. And when we're back, we'll be back with our interviews from that game. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a moment.